Okay, today's lesson we're going to do some sketching the trig functions. So first one is y equals sine 2x plus 1. Now as you can see from previous video that I explained, that means sine 2x means there's a two full pattern happening. Like, so the period, let's do amplitude will be 1. There's 1 there. And then period will be 2 pi over 2, because that's a, which is pi. That means our whole one pattern will finish in pi. And we want the domain to be 0 to 2 pi. So you will get two full sets, okay? And then it will go phase, go up by 1. All right, so that's what all the information we've got so far. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just sketch y equals sine 2x first. So you might want to use a pencil or something like that. So I'm going to do roughly, but please use a ruler and pencil and all that equipment. And I'm going to go 1 minus 1, because that's my amplitude. And I'm going to go with a normal sine 2x, so it'd be pi. I'm going to go pi 2 pi. So that's my one whole thing happens like that, like that. And that's pi over 2, 3 pi over 2. So roughly, I'm just going to put some dots because I tend to sketch a little bit rough and it doesn't look very nice. So I'm going to go, oops, sorry, that's not what I meant to. I'm going to go that second pattern. So what I'm going to do here, my mistake, there's a 4. So I'm going to go one. Yep, I tried really hard to do a little bit accurate as possible, so that'll do. So I've got one pattern finishing a pi, second pattern there, so double happening. All right, now we have to move up by 1. So I'm going to use another color here, and I'm going to make it this to 2, because this one has to move up here, and that move up here, and that will move up here, and that will move up here, and this one will move up here, this one will move up here by 1, this one move up here, this one move up here, that will move up 1 here. And then I'm gonna sketch this. Ooh, please, please, please get it right. Okay. Whew. So this is y equals sine 2x plus 1. Okay, it's good to actually put equation there. And then next one, we're going to go with y equals 2 cos 4x minus 1. Now let's have a look. I've got amplitude is 2 now. There's a 2 there. My period will be 2 pi over 4. There's a 4 there, which will be pi over 2 half. And its phase will be go down by 1. Okay, so I've got that. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to sketch this first and then bring everything down by 1. Ooh, that'll be a bit tough. Let me see if I can get this right. Hopefully. Y, x. I'm going to say that's 2 minus 2. And my phase half. Whew, that means there are 4 of them, 4 sets. Like, it's a cos, it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so there were 4, and then we have to move everything down by 1. Okay, so what I'm going to do here, I'm going to go pi over over 4, pi over 2, pi, and then 3 pi to 2 pi. Oh, I think I sort of, space will be too small. Let me see if I can do my sketch reasonably okay. So I got, that's my one phase. I'm gonna make it into 1, 2, 3. Can make it into okay. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna make it a little bit space up, because otherwise it'll look pretty awful. So I'm gonna go pi here, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. So please plan it carefully. So 6 pi over 4, 7 pi over 4, and 2 pi. Okay, so now that's there and there. So roughly all these should be in pencil. So I'm going to get pattern 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 full patterns of cos. So let's have a look. So what I'm going to get will be something like this. 1. Okay, and then 2, 3, 4. Okay, please use a pencil and pen and all that. So that's what I've got. Here is y equals 2 cos 4x. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to bring this down by 1. So it's going to be 1 here and minus 3 here. So that's 1 here. That will be down to 1. And the 2 down to 3. And that down to 1. That was 1 going up or down by 1. 1. 1. 1 down. 1 down. 1 down. 1 down. 1 down. Oh, very busy. Up to here. Okay, let's see if I can do smoothly. Okay, it's rough. It's not accurate. But if you do it, this one, yeah, it looks all right to me. Okay, so that's my y equals 2 cos 4x minus 1. Okay, I know it doesn't look that nicely, but you got the idea of what to do when it comes to the graphing. Okay, so that's what it is. Let's have a look at number 4. This one is a shifting. Okay, so let's have a look at the shifting there. So what do we have here? We got amplitude 1 and period will be 2 pi because it's a sine over, that's 1 here. So I'm going to put 1. Okay, and that's 2 pi. Okay, so that's all right. And then now this one's actually going to the left by pi over 2. Okay, so pi over 2. So roughly what I'm going to do, again my sketch is pretty rough, so I'm going to just sketch the normal sine x. and then I'm going to shift it. So I'm going to just go like that. Just going to do this, pi, 2 pi, that's 1 minus 1, pi over 2, 3 pi over 2. Okay, so that's my just normal fx equals sine x. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to move everything to the left by here minus pi over 2. But everything was domain is 0 and 2 pi. So I'm not going to worry about this part. Now, this one has to move to 90, which is here. And this one moves to here. And then this one moved to here, because 90. And this one moved to there. Okay. And then I'm just going to have to put one more here, 5 pi over 2. Okay. 2, 3, 4, 5. So then it was meant to be something like that. And then I'm going to move this one to here. Okay, because domain was up to 2 pi. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to go like that. Okay, and I'll just finish up to there. All right, so that's my f of x equals sine x plus pi over 2. Are you okay with that? Yeah, so that's what it is. Next one. Okay, this one's we're going to have to think about a little bit more. Now this form, I would change this one because into 2 cos, I'm going to take 2 out. I'm going to left it with minus pi over 2. Okay, so that's my A, guys. That's my A. That's my B. Okay, and that's my K. So my amplitude is 2. My period is 2 pi over 2, which is pi. Okay, so it will get like 2 patterns, force patterns, and then it's shifting to the right by pi over 2. Okay, so these are the information I've got. Let's sketch this. Let me see if I could. Again, it's going to be pretty rough. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to sketch 2 cos 2x. So what I'm going to do here is 2 here minus 2 here. Oops, because it's out of focus. I don't know why. And then I'm going to go pi over 4, because what was it? It's pi over 2, 3 pi over 4 pi. So that's one thing. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. So now I'm going to go go 2 pi on that one. Face up to here. So I'm going to have to 2. Okay. I'm going to have a 2. I'm going to just do 2 cos 2x. And then move up and down. So I'm going to go That's 1. Two. Okay, now that's just the y equals 2 cos 2x. Okay, so y equals 2 cos 2x. Now what I'm going to do is I have to move to the right by pi over 2, which is half, which is the 90 degrees. So I'm going to move this one to the right, okay, to 90 degrees, which is up to here. And I have to think about this. Minus pi of 4. So what happens is that if we move this one from here, because it's going to go here, if it's going to move from 90 to the right, it'll be here. Okay, and then same as the other one is moving 90 degrees will be here. Okay, so I've got that part, and then I'm moving this 90 degrees 1, 2, so here. Okay, I'm moving 90 degrees to here, 90 degrees 1, 2 here, 90 degrees 1, 2 here. Okay, so, and then of course I'm moving from here to 90 degrees, it's here. Okay, so everything is 90 because, you know, 1, 2 is 90 degrees. So I'm going to move the like 2 space on the right. Okay, so if I go to that, oh, I forgot to do this one, moving to here. Okay, so this is my y equals, I might just write it here, y equals 2 cos 2 x minus pi. Okay, so that's done. Now I'm going to do a little bit harder ones, which is sketching a well, there's a couple of ways of doing this. It's addition. So y equals 2 cos x plus cos 2x. You could actually I've done something here, hopefully you could see it. I've done it so separately. So the red one is the sum of 2, okay, but the green one is a 2 cos x, blue one is cos 2x. Now you could actually sketch this separately and then you add it. So I'm adding 1 plus 2 is 3 here, and then I'm adding pi over 4 is 0 plus 1.4 is 1.4, and then 1 minus 1 plus 0 is minus 1, so it's there, and here is 0 plus minus 1.4, which is minus 1.4, and then 1 plus minus 2 is minus 1, and then 0 plus, I'm just adding the blue and the green, okay, and then that would be minus 1.4, and here 0 plus minus 1 is minus 1, and then here 0 plus minus 1.4 equals 1.4, and then of course here 1 plus 2 is 3. So when you do that, you will just get something like that. And here you might think, oh, what's this, is 0 here? Why? Because this length is the same. So but this one is a plus, say for example plus 0.8 or something. This will be minus 0.8. So when you add it together, you will get 0. So this is same, like exactly same length, but one is positive, one is negative, so it's end up with a 0 here. So this is going to be really tricky because you have to use a grid paper. You have to be very accurate when you sketch it. But other way will be like this. Get the table and put all the values. With the exact value, I'll just put in a decimal so it's easier to sketch. So when you do that, all you have to do is sketch this part. So that's what I've done. Okay, so we can use, yeah. So these ones, I'll just put 3, 1.4, with a pi of 4 is 1.4, and then next one is minus 1 here, and so on. So that was a lot easier. Okay, so that's what I've done. Or you could do like sketching it. And another one, just a quick one, it's a negative. Now when it's a negative, it's a similar, but what you got to do is you're still doing this sum, adding, but you go plus and you do minus sign 2x. So in here you will just find the into minus here, minus sign 2x, and then you just keep adding it. Okay, so all you have to do when you find the sign 2x values, you just put negative, but you're still adding together. Okay, now when I did this, I didn't have this part in there, so my dots were quite funny because it went like this, here, 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 and then here. So I couldn't really get the shape right. Even here I get this and this, I went straight at this. I didn't have this part. Okay, I didn't have this part. So in that case it looks a bit weird, isn't it? It needs to be quite repetitive sort of pattern happening. So what I've done is I add one more term here to make sure that looks all right. So that happened to be, luckily, it was a maximum and the minimum point there. The maximum, it goes up to 2.6 minus 2.6. So it was more smooth shape that I could create. Okay, so I would use table a lot. It's just easier. I mean, if you use a graph, you could do it. You could just sketch the y equals 2 sine x, and also you just sketch the y equals minus sine 2x, which is the what is it? If it's a minus, it would be reflected by x-axis. Okay, so you sketch the sine 2x, you just flip by x-axis, and then you add them together on the graph, but use a grid paper, pencil. It's going to be a lot of work. Otherwise, it can't be really accurate. So what I would suggest is use a table and make sure if the shape is not evenly, nicely, smoothly done, you can add extra terms in here and then make it. Okay, well, that's it.